Just confirm me once you are able to see the screen.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, sure. So I just corrected the content. It is more about this discussion is more about people are trying to understand how I'm trying to balance job, family, stocks, everything together. More or less, these are the questions that people want to understand. People have put it differently. That is fine. So I have collected the major where people have written at least one or two lines. I have removed one or two words basically specifically there. So we'll go one by one to understand the questions. In case you have more, we'll capture that as well. So the first question is more on how to stay focused and avoid distraction. So much content to read, basically so much noise in the market. Second is on what I am reading on daily basis. Third is how to manage time between market and job.
Hmm.
Similarly, on fourth question is also similar, but market, job, and family as well.
I'll keep it.
Guys, you can go on mute if not active right now, please. Yeah. Then some question regarding the financial freedom stage, and then job is always pressing. How much time for doing investments? Basically, somebody is traveling 5 hours. How we can make use of it, and more on upskill part as well as in the job. How to earn more and balance investing, and which websites and the book you use for daily updates and skill announcement. How much of daily time is spent on study of the books, right? So more or less, I can categorize the questions in two or three parts. One is how to balance between these things and how much time to devote specifically for reading, and then from where to read. I think these are the top three categories which I am seeing from the questions basically. Anything apart from this? So first question again repeating, how to maintain this balance, how much to allocate, and then where to allocate, where to read from. Anything apart from this out of this?
Sir, I had asked a different question, right? My question was
Upskill part.
more about, yeah, upskilling. Like, how did you,
Yes.
manage all that? Like, that also took
Yes.
extra effort, right? Yes.
Sure. Okay. So I have captured something which I try to follow, not very much visible, but I can share you this trick also later. But this is literally important, which I try to follow in my life.
You like soybean?
Okay.
You like soybean?
So,
No, I don't like soybean.
guys, you can go on mute, please, in case you are not speaking. Please go on mute. Yeah. So, what I do personally, and I follow some of these things, some time management tips, what I do. This is not today, but overall, from so many years, I try to do that. The one thing which I have learned very early, maybe 10 years back, maybe almost. First step, 5 minute rule. If it takes less than 5 minutes, I will just do it right away. I will not put it in the task list. I will not wait for it to, okay, five sentence coming to read or a link is coming to read. Most of the time we feel put as a link that we'll read it later. But sometime in that link, it is only 1 minute thing. So I try to open that, try to see if it is only 1 minute thing or 5 minute thing. I will complete it basically at that point itself. Now, this is same thing is applicable for the job also, where my inbox remains almost zero. My inbox remains zero. I'm putting guys on mute. Actually, I'm continuously hearing the disturbance. I would not like to do that.
Hey, sorry. I didn't notice that. Sorry.
Yeah. So my inbox also in the office remains zero basically. So I go through every mail very fast. Okay. So that means there is no backlog for me to think of. Okay, somebody cannot chase me basically. Okay, I have sent a mail. Can you look at that mail? I already read that mail and I know what is the decision point to be taken at that point of time. So sometimes the mail is only about 2 or 3 topics, but we'll keep it. Okay, we'll read it later. I don't do that for the small things basically. That is what I'm bringing back to. Even if there is a small update from the company in the stock market, a press release, I finish it today itself. Why should I wait for tomorrow, day after to pile it up? I don't do that. So if it is less than 5 minutes, small thing, I will stretch and complete it within few minutes. Big task, I keep a separate task list. That is the rule number one I try to do. Second, on tackle the hardest task. What is the hardest task for us? So hardest task is to manage stock market with a job. I finish it the first thing in the morning. I wake up and I am on laptop for the stock market. That's it. So if I can spend those 1 or 2 hours daily in the morning itself, then full day I am free for my job. I will focus totally on my job at that point of time. So what happens with that? It the consistency is there, and then sometimes even if I message in the morning, there is not much to catch up in the evening or day after also because it's only one day lag. And even if in the whole week, sometimes 2 3 days I'm not able to catch up, weekend I will spend that time totally. Even weekends, if I wake up, the first thing I do, I'm on the laptop for the stock market updates. I am not going anywhere basically. I have removed Facebook, I have removed Instagram. Anyways, I don't have that handle. Facebook, I'm not using from at least 5 6 years. Instagram is not there. Telegram is not there. Only things which are available for me is WhatsApp and Twitter. That's the only 2 apps where I'm interacting on the social media. That's it. Lot of people waste Facebook, okay, or Instagram. They start surfing it, but if you start putting the time on the app on your phone, you will realize over a week you are spending at least 3 hours there. 20 minutes here in the morning, 10 minutes afternoon, 10 minutes here. Some notification came, some reel came. You are spending 3 4 hours per week there itself. So I've removed that distraction totally from my life. I don't want that. I want to be focused. So this will help me immediately because there is no so much distractions for me. When the one question is there, how to remain focused. There are so many distractions. I have removed the distractions from my life totally. Third part, work for 25 minutes and take a 5 minute break. Not possible always. Sometimes I keep stretch for 2 3 hours also, but I keep this in mind. So wherever I got an opportunity, I take a walk for 5 minutes. That I do, but maximum time it's not possible, so I'm not able to implement the third one. Make a to-do list. I keep on doing that. Sometimes I finish, sometimes I don't. But for example, Saturday, Sunday, I know what 5 reports to read, what 5 stocks to check. That I do definitely. Set alarms. I don't do this. Basically, I don't want to get limited from my concentration. Basically, it's a time management tip that if you're multitasking, keep a set time basically. But since I don't have many distractions, I don't keep this alarm. Whenever I'm concentrated 2 3 hours, it helps me. Avoid multitasking. Uh, Definitely yes for 99% people. 1 2% people can do multitasking. I may be fortunate to do that, and there is a very good study about it on the multitasking part. Uh, you try multitasking, you will see how much time it will take your brain to switch over basically. So you start writing one word on one page, second word on the second page, third word on the third page. Come back to the first page, write the first word again. Come to the second page, write second word again. Come to the third page, write third word again, and then repeat this process. But apart from this, if you just finish the first page itself by writing continuously, you can see your mind is much more focused and able to finish it faster. So that is important. And then the next part is delegate. So delegate part I'm using efficiently, even in home, even in office. I train people who can do the task. Even if it is my wife, my son, I make them independent basically. Whatever they can do, they do it. They will do some mistakes because sometimes we feel they will do these mistakes overall. But I allow those mistakes. Okay. They will also learn. I have learned through making mistakes. They will also learn. What is the cost of making a mistake? I make sure that I only delegate the task where the cost is reversible basically. I don't lose much if the decision goes wrong. That's how I delegate. So there could be hundreds of tasks every day which you can easily delegate without getting an impact on your life. Okay, so in case you need to hire somebody for your service, it may be a cook, it may be a driver, it may be a car cleaner, it may be something who can bring out groceries for you, or you can do online groceries only. Yes, you will spend that money overall, maybe 3,000, 4,000 rupees, but that is to get the time back. If I'm getting the time back in the whole month because of spending those 3,000, 4,000 rupees extra, that is almost equivalent to 40, 50 hours per month. Spending 40, 50 hours per month on the right things and only spending 5K for that. The risk reward ratio is too high, basically, what I'm saying. In my job, if I spend 50 hours more per month, I could earn 50,000 also, right? So I'm just spending 5K. So I see in that perspective that wherever I can delegate the task, even if I have to outsource, get the professional help, I will do it wherever possible. Many people try to save pennies and pound foolish, right? Penny wise, pound foolish. I have realized this 5, 6 years back that I am doing that mistake. I'm trying to save pennies and then trying to make a pound out of it, but it will never happen. It will be too late. So I started spending pennies and then saving pounds there itself. So I deployed so many people for small, small things, even online groceries, everything, basically. Even some things I donate every month, that also I do make it sure that online everything goes. Initially, I used to go and donate personally, but now I make sure that that person to whom I am donating, they are in touch with me with their needs on a specific dates. I made the process automated that, okay, guy, you tell me on the 1st, 15th, 22nd, what is your need? I put things on Amazon or Flipkart or wherever the local shops. I settle the bills immediately. So this delegate part is very, very important. Lot of us misses in that part. Just to because we feel that other person will make a mistake. Allow them to make that mistake because you will get the time to make money out of it actually. Okay, then other things which I've done is item number 10, set boundaries, saying no. So a lot of things I have said no in my life now. Last at least 5 years, I am saying no to most of the things. In the market specifically, when you're saying you're distracted, too much noise, because you are reading too many things. You're not saying no to those things to read basically. Why you're reading so many things? So you can only focus on your watch list of 50 stocks and read anything about that comes on that day. On an average, I don't see more than 20 notifications of my 200 watch list, 200 stock watch list. I don't see more than 20, 25 notifications per day. That's it. If your watch list is only 50 stocks, you cannot get more than 10. You can remain focused there, right? Why you are looking at FNO, macro trends, interest rate, US में क्या चल रहा है वहाँ पे, इंडिया में क्या हुआ, कौन से स्टेट में कौन सी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, it doesn't matter actually. But lot of people are stuck there. Okay, यूएस में ये हो गया, कमला ने ये बोल दिया, उसने ये बोल दिया. जरूरत नहीं है आपको कुछ भी सोचने का उधर. अपने स्टॉक पे फोकस रखो, अपनी कंपनी पे फोकस रखो, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली आपको स्टॉक बेचना है. अगर वो परफॉर्म नहीं किया तो उसके लिए आपके पास इतना इंफॉर्मेशन होना चाहिए कि आप डिसीजन अच्छे से ले पाओ. Macro trends will temporarily hit your stock. Fine, I understand that part. But micro picture will make the stock bounce back. If you are in control of micro, finally the stock will bounce back. Most of us remain focused on the macro side, but not looking in the micro side of our stocks. That's where you are making a mistake on distraction specifically. I have said no to FNO. देखता ही नहीं है कि FI ने क्या खरीदा, कभी WhatsApp में मैसेज आ गया तो I forward it here and there, that's it. I don't make it a daily task to see that. I don't watch TV at all. Only whatever is my passion, like cricket or something, Olympic games here and there, I watch it. Even I see the repeat telecast of cricket also at that time. You can call me as a mad person for that. That's fine. But I am focused, okay, what to see. So I'm not watching TV for the news, stock market news, even for general news also, easily, until something big happens. Even I'm not looking at money control site or any other sites for the news on daily basis. My source of information, which websites I'm reading, only the screener. Most of the time, only the screener for my stocks. I put as a watch list, and I'm using that notifications only. And I'm using them as a lead to study more, okay? Because screener will show the peer of that company also. So I click on the peer and again go through the notification of that peer also. And then screener might show there are some more companies in that peers of the second company. So I keep that link going on basically. I don't stop with the one link. Even if there is an annual report, I open it. Annual report shows me something on certain policy. I go to the government website, start studying that policy. That's how it's a totally bottoms up approach. I keep on hovering from one to another and I keep on making the dots in my brain. And the process allows the dots to connect by default. So I don't stop reading out of it. Okay, so I have said no to FNO, I have said no to TV, no to Instagram, no to Facebook. I've said no in my office for many of the tasks. Sometimes your manager comes and tells me, do this task. This is additional task you can take as a responsibility. Okay, I don't want to take that. Whatever is on my plate, I will do the best of it. I don't have a bandwidth for that. I don't work in believing or slogging 16 hours in an office. No, I don't agree to that. But I remain focused for those 8 to 9 hours. There are many days, even months in office where I did not open the market actually. My previous company did not allow me to open the markets. Basically, there is no internet available. Current company allows it. We don't use it still. Focus is on the work, 8 to 9 hours. 24 hours may give 9 hours to the company, give 3 to 4 hours for stock market. That is more than sufficient. 2 to 3 hours for your family, sleep time, personal time. There's a lot of time available basically. Now, there could be people who might be struggling because of travel. Why you cannot stay close to your job? If job is so important that you cannot leave, why can't you stay close to the office? Now you can come back and tell, okay, Puneet, there is a cost, there is a rent. But I'm telling you, you're trying to save pennies, but you're losing the pounds basically. If you save 4 hours daily, in a year you can imagine how many hours you can save. 1400, 1500 hours. That amount of time, if you put in the markets, do you think you cannot make 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees, whatever you're giving as a rent? I disagree with that statement that if you feel that you cannot do it, putting 1500 hours per year into the market, you should be easily able to cover 3 to 4 lakh rupees from that. That is where you are taking the stress of travel, you are taking the stress of traveling and then tiring, getting tired, you are not able to read. You are basically trading your time with money here. You feel you might be staying in your, maybe with your parents, or maybe this is the only home and we have from the childhood think, okay, we should stay with our parents, they need our support. Okay, take your parents with you close to the office. That's where they can live together with you. I'm not saying to leave your parents. Maybe shift your location, give this house on the rent, take your house on the rent nearby close to the office. Fine. There could be a difference. Yes, there could be a differential of 20,000 per month, 30,000 per month. You should be able to recover from markets with that. Maybe first year could be neutral, second year may be neutral, but third year you would be making so much money out of that time because dots will eventually connect. Okay, that is one part which I figured out. And last change in the job itself is that trigger for me. It is taking 1 hour for my office. I switch the job to bring 10 minutes of travel time. I cannot afford to lose the time basically in the day. Yeah, limit social media. I talked about reflect. So I keep reviewing my progress basically, what I'm doing wrong and right. And you need to have a bouncing board also. Basically, bouncing board, when I say you need to have a close friend who can talk about market, who can tell you about what is going wrong, what is going correct, or what you need to do next time. So collective learning should go faster. Alone also can be done, but the more number of friends with the same experience level or little bit more experience level will help you to guide. Okay, this is what we have read today. So 2, 3 stocks I might be reading myself, 2 my friend would be reading. We will discuss, and then we'll keep on reading those stocks maybe for next 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we are sure of those 5 stocks basically. It will etch in our mind because we are talking with that person continuously. It's not like just coming onto the screener and going away. We have talked about it, so we'll remember it. And we have talked about it for 2 weeks. Definitely, I will remember that stock. So you build your partner, you find a partner in the market who is into the same domain. You cannot choose a partner from FNO category. He will bring noise, not the signals for you. So you can say to me, okay, there is no guy I know who can help me out. We have this community created for this specific purpose, right? You can put your queries. Okay, I have discussed, I have read about this talk. This is what I have found. People are not sharing at all, right? Why you are not sharing whatever you are reading? Do you feel people will feel okay? इसको कुछ नहीं आता है. अरे मुझे भी नहीं आता था, but we did it. I started this. Lot of people have that fear. What if I share and people don't like it? Alpha learners group. Don't worry about that part. If somebody harasses you, is out from that group forever. I can guarantee you for that. Many people, what I choose in alpha learners, over the time, I build personal connections with them also. I know a lot of people personally as well. I know what is the thought process, what is the thinking of that person. We have removed one person from that group few years back. So that's how it should be. So be open, you start sharing, people will come up with the thoughts. One of the recent example is Naveen is sharing this Genesis from quite a long time. How many people you have taken that lead and read about it in last 2 months? I took that lead. A stock idea is in front of you. You are trying to think of Puneet, where to find the idea. If idea is coming here itself in Alpha Learner, Naveen shared that idea. Stock is moving up, charts is building up. Why you have not put that time on studying that chart itself? Why the stock is moving up? What is driving the chart? It's only the fundamentals. Go back and read. I read it. I built my position. Many people along with me built that position also. And stock is up, right? When people say market is up, the stocks are going down, but Genesis is going up. Recently also, when he started sharing this sugar stocks, how many people have you taken that liberty and going to check which stocks can benefit out of it? So what I'm trying to say, the leads are there itself. You are asking me where to read. These are the sources for me also. It did not click me from the TV channel that I should start reading Genesis. Naveen has done his job. I took that lead. Even last year, one multi-bagger, Sky Gold, it's coming out of Mumbai meet. I was not reading about gold stocks. If somebody asked me last July, Puneet, should I buy the gold stocks? My answer would be no, commodity hai, kya karna hai kharid ke. But some discussion happened in the meet for 15-20 minutes. It gave me a new perspective. I came back from the meet. I spent that weekend only on those stocks. Sky Gold. It rained gold basically for me that time. I just came back, bought a good quantity. It was in ESM, just held for 1 month, and then it's almost 10x now. Though I have sold at 5x only. It's 10x in 1 year. One stock going 10x will change your perspective actually. This is what you are missing. But from where I get the lead? Did I read newspaper? Did I go to any website to read it? No. I just utilize this network only to understand, okay, some person is talking about this. Why he's talking about it? Let me deep dive further on this topic. So purely fundamental bottoms up approach. That's how it is. So that's what I'm doing. And now another question is on the upskill part. So I keep on finding the low hanging fruits in the job. Lot of people don't want to do certain jobs. With your intelligence, you can do those jobs much better. Sometimes you feel I should not do it. It is not my up to level. But you can bring a change which organization might be looking for. Other person is not willing to take it up. Just do it, and it will become a habit to pick up the things which people hate to own in your company. And soon you will be the go to the person from the company's management that this, if nobody is taking this task, bring this person. This person will bring the change. He should remember you as a management, right? This person can change the things. When nobody wants to own it, this person will own it. I have done that in last 6-7 years, and it has rewarded me really well out of it. So last time when I switched the job, one question came, Puneet, have you worked on this tool? Never ever in my life I have not worked upon it. On top of it, I was handling a team in the previous company. Next company told me you will handling a team. When I went there, where is the team? You are the team, Puneet. You have to start building the team. But by the time team builds, you have to work hands-on. I have not done it in the previous company for a few years, but the next company I adapted faster. Instead of cribbing about it, I adapted faster, did it for 6 months, started building a team. After 3 years, they were like, okay, Puneet, take one more team, take another team. They gave me 3, 4 teams out of that. And when the opportunity comes, I never said no at that point of time. So there is a small thin line when I'm saying learn to say no versus learn to say yes. Because I'm saying no to so many things, I know now this opportunity is coming, I can say yes. Because I have that bandwidth. I have not spared my bandwidth for multiple other things. For example, a lot of people in the companies, they will do, I will become part of cultural committee, I will become part of women committee, I will become part of CSR committee, I will become part of XYZ committees. I don't do that. I say no, I don't want, I cannot make an impact there. I cannot make an impact. So I just dropped all those things and then took up the work basically, which matters for the organization. And they rewarded me well basically over the years. Even the recent job change, yes, they have brought me for that perspective that you bring the change here basically. So they know about it from the previous company, they called me here. So that's how it is. So I keep on upscaling on where people feel or fear to go in that side. That is the skill I want to learn more. For example, now at the higher level, conflict management is the biggest thing which companies struggle to do. So some of things could be technical, some of the things could be managerial. One of the examples that I'm giving is conflict management. People are not transparent or honest to speak to the team in terms of conflicts. They keep on pushing or delaying it basically that automatically things will solve. Things will never solve automatically. The grudge will keep on building up. I try to upskill myself on the YouTube. I see the trainings. I go to LinkedIn. I learned about it. Attended 1 or 2 programs about it. Whenever the HR shows on those management skills, I do it basically. So that's how I upskill. This is very, very important. Same on the technical side. Okay, I don't know certain parts in my job. I learned about it. Even one of the persons who is in this meeting itself and is into the same industry, I called him for 1-2 hours to understand about my job. This is the new role which I have got, and I don't understand how to take it forward. And I called him on the Zoom and understand about it. What exactly needs to be done, how he's doing in his company. And I built it over. So I don't shy away from that basically. People think, okay, upskill, it takes time, money. I don't shy away from it because it will reward me well back. People feel, what if the skill is not used? No problem. So many things in the life are not used till now. Are you using trigonometry daily or calculus daily on basis? No, you're not using those, whatever you have done in 11th or 12th classes. That's fine. You're not making use of accounts or the commerce or geography right now in your things. But all these things help to build intelligence in your mind. That intelligence can never be quantified basically. That is coming from multiple dots. So no skill goes waste, but it's just in the mind, we don't know where and how we are using that skill. That is the point on the upskill part. Okay, so website I told, book specifically I mentioned in the group itself. How much time I need to allow for investment? I think I told you 2 hours in the morning minimum I do. And if I come back early from the office, I spend 1 to 2 hours again. Yeah. So I spoke continuously for almost 30 minutes. I hope it helps you, but now we can open the forum for more questions or any doubts from my discussions basically.
पुनीत जी, मैं पंकज बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ।
आपने सर मेरे क्वेश्चन लिए क्या? अभी मैं थोड़ा लेट ज्वाइन किया।
आपके क्वेश्चन इसमें ही होंगे ना? ये अभी
मेरे
सिर्फ
question-
दो थे सेशंस। ये सेशन हो रहा है जिसमें सिर्फ जॉब, मार्केट और लाइफ को बैलेंस करने वाला। ये अभी स्टॉक्स रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन नहीं है स्पेसिफिकली।
नहीं, मैंने सिर्फ पूछा था, ये मेरा क्वेश्चन था। नीड एडवाइस ऑन नंबर 1 and number 2 how to quit.
How to quit? Why you want to quit basically? So this is another topic. So quit wise, we feel that we should quit and make more money in the market. It is possible. Yes, it is possible. But to reach that stage, not easy. Some people have reached it, Pankaj. You have reached it already there. I think. Based on whatever discussions we have done, you have reached it there. Even myself have been there almost from few years. But what I feel is sometimes if we keep tracking the market on daily basis, morning to evening, right, we start making mistakes also. So our mind will tell us to take some action out of whatever we are reading about, reading things we are doing throughout the day, right? If we are full time into the markets, I can definitely say that you will open your portfolio and see it from at least 2 to 3 hours in every day. Currently, which we are not doing with the job. So the moment you open it, right, and you have been reading so much things, it will corrupt your mind to take action out of it. That is the one fear I feel we are not ready for it, although we have achieved the financial freedom and we should quit our job and we think that we can make more money out of it. Yes, there is a possibility, no denying that part. Now, how to reach that stage? Once we understand what is the complication that can arise out of it, how to reach that stage? That means we can reach that stage only when at least when whatever number you think of FI, you should reach 2 times of FI. That means any news should not trigger you to sell or buy just because you have read that news. So that means you are taking care of 50% volatility in your portfolio and still you are so much comfortable that you don't worry about it. अगर 10 करोड़ का पोर्टफोलियो है और 5 करोड़ भी हो गया तो टेंशन नहीं है, समझ रहे हो? अगर उस लेवल पे पहुंच गए हो तो immediately you can quit. That is the right way. Assuming FI number is 5 CR and 2 times of 5 CR is 10 CR. So even 10 CR goes to 5, I am still FI only, right? It will not change my life. I can still survive on the next 30-40 years with that. Right? So
Clear.
That is the number here. For somebody living in tier 2 town, tier 3 town, it could be 2 crore only. But you try to reach 4 crore. So that 50%, if it vanishes away from your portfolio, it should not bother you. It's a current portfolio level which you are seeing in the market. Profit until comes to the bank belongs to the market. It will wipe away, right? It's a paper thing. It's virtual thing which is visible to your screen. Either sell it totally, bring 4 CR to your bank account and then start deploying it again. Sit with a financial planner and do it. But in case you're not doing it, at least take 2 times of FI to make that call. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Clear.
Yeah.
पुनीत जी, देवांग।
बोलिए देवांग।
हालांकि आपने ऑलरेडी मेरा क्वेश्चन इसमें आंसर किया हुआ है, बट स्टिल वो ऐसे आपने अपने एक्सपीरियंस से आंसर किया उसे। बट दिक्कत ये है कि मैं रियलिटी में 5 घंटे ट्रैवल करता हूँ, जो कि मैंने कहा, आपने कहा कि उसे मैं अपने ऑफिस के करीब घर लेकर सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैं रहता हूँ जॉइंट फैमिली में, और जॉइंट फैमिली से मतलब दूर जाना प्लस सब कुछ सेट करना मेरे लिए इमोशनली थोड़ा सा ये नहीं कर सकता मैं, मतलब अगर ब्लंटली कहूँ तो। और उसे ही सॉल्व करने के लिए मैंने एक हालांकि हाल ही में एक टैबलेट लिया, जाकि ताकि मैं पढ़ सकूं। तो फिलहाल अगर मैं अपनी चीज़ों को दो सिंपल चीज़ों में सॉर्ट करूं, तो एक तो मैं समझ नहीं पाता कि मैं पढ़ूं क्या। मैं सच में 2-2 घंटे ट्रैवल करते रहता हूँ, सोचता हूँ पढ़ूं क्या, बहुत जगह फोकस जाता है और अल्टीमेटली आता हूँ जीरो पे, कुछ नहीं पढ़ा होता। तो अगर आप गाइड कर पाए कि जो कि मेरे जैसा बिगिनर हो, वो फोकस कहाँ करे। बिकॉज मैं अगर किसी, जैसे ये आपने पर्सनली भी कहा था कि अगर किसी स्टॉक पे लैंड करना चाहूंगा तो वो गलत अप्रोच होगा। बट अभी फिलहाल जो चल रहा है, मेरे जैसे बिगिनर को क्या क्या रीड करना चाहिए, अ, वो अगर आप गाइड कर पाए तो,
अगर आपको
ताकि मैं वो
सिर्फ
टाइम
फोकस्ड,
को,
हाँ
हाँ, वो
अंडरस्टूड,
टाइम को
सो अगर
यूटिलाइज कर
आपको
पाऊँ
सिर्फ
मैं।
फोकस्ड अगर रीड करना है, अगर आपको लगता है कि आप ढूंढ नहीं पा रहे हो कि क्या रीड करना है मुझे, तो जस्ट pick up your portfolio stocks, just pick them, okay? There could be 50 of them because you are with me from long time maybe, or 40 or 50 in your portfolio itself. Pick any 10, okay, for this month, September month. Pick any 10. Let's go month by month.
ओके।
Go to screener, see if that company has done the conf calls or not. If it has
ओके।
done, out of those 10, read 5 conf calls of that stock totally.
ओके।
Focused reading, it will not take you anywhere basically. You will not worry about the numbers, promoter holding this, that, okay? Because it is already in your portfolio, you have done some basic analysis, or maybe you have taken my help to build that portfolio and build that stock. That means already some things are right. Now you
Correct.
need to understand why I have bought it, right? And if you can figure out why I have bought it, you can figure out the next one whether I should buy or not. So just go and read 5 conf call for that stock. Choose 10, so that means 50 conf call you have to read. One conf call generally have 15 to 20 pages. 2 hours is more than sufficient to read 20 pages.
यस।
So in the morning you can read one, evening one. So 20 days of travel, you can easily read 40 conf calls. So 10 stocks, 4 conf calls, 40 conf calls you are able to read in a month. Repeat the exercise maybe again. So 2 advantages that will come to you. I will tell you the advantage of reading the conf call specifically. One is understanding of the business. It's written in annual report, okay, what they are doing, but how they are doing, how they will improve the margin or the margin will decrease. Where are the challenges? That will not be captured in annual report easily. For example, some company is selling something as an export in Europe. What you can judge? Nothing out of it. But conf call will tell you Red Sea is going through a challenge. We are not able to sell the materials because it is getting costly to transport. You're gonna get a dot in your mind for that reason. Now, when you're reading another company and they are also selling to Europe, by default your mind will stuck. Okay, रेड सी का इशू तो पढ़ा था मैंने अभी, इसको भी है क्या? अगर इसको नहीं है तो क्यों नहीं है? ऐसा क्या कर रहे हैं ये? इसको नहीं हो रहा है? So you are building a critical thinking out of it basically. So
ओके।
do it for 10 stocks, maybe next month 10, take 4 months. I think you will learn a lot about the businesses for a focused reading. Don't venture about numbers here and there. But at the same time, when you read through it, let's say you finish a conf call in 1.5 hours in your travel, 30 minutes बचा है, चलो उसी स्टॉक का बाकी चीज देख लेते हैं स्क्रीनर पे, ऑब्जर्व करके देखते हैं क्या चीज अच्छा है क्या बेकार है. That's it. That would be a focused way for it.
ओके, मैं इसे इम्प्लीमेंट करूंगा
Hmm.
फॉर श्योर। थैंक्स।
Puneet Rashmi here.
Yeah.
Yeah, my one question was on exit. Sometimes you suggest like 33% exit or some partial exit or sometimes complete exit. So how to take the decision based on what? Not able to hear you.
Yeah, Puneet, you're not audible. Huh?
Yes.
Sorry, I got disconnected in between. So, Rashmi ji, I got your question. I don't know whether you started hearing on the answer part. Can you confirm?
Yeah, I asked like sometimes it's a partial exit and sometimes it's complete exit.
Yeah, question I got it, but you did not
Yeah.
get my answer, right? If the connection disconnected in between, right?
No,
None
no,
of us
no.
heard the answer.
You are not audible.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's more about. So 33% is not 33% exactly. It might be 30%. It could be 25%. It could be 40%. Okay. So partial exit means partial exit. I want to decide based on what quantity I want to hold out of that stock multiplied by the stock price right now in my portfolio, which is a certain percentage of my portfolio also. To give you an example, let's say if my portfolio is 1 CR and this stock currently is becoming 30% of my portfolio because it has multiplied 10x ho gaya hai abhi, and it has reached 30 lakhs out of 1 CR. I don't want to hold 30% in a single stock in my portfolio. My maximum limit could be 15%. तो 15 लाख का सेल करना पड़ेगा मुझे अपने पोर्टफोलियो में उसको 15 लाख का सेल करना है तो 30 में से 50% एग्जिट करना पड़ेगा मुझे right. This is where I am coming with the certain proportion numbers. Now for each person it could be different, for each portfolio it could be different, but in the groups what I am sharing is what I am doing for my that specific portfolio basically. So if it has become too much concentrated in that stock and that portfolio is just moving day and night because of that stock itself, I might not be comfortable because I'm not looking at stock full day actually. Some news comes and if it falls by 10-15%, 20% also, and it is overextended already. So why shouldn't sell something, take something to bank, and possibly with that money, I might be able to buy 2 or 3 more stocks in the coming future. That is the point number one, how I decide on the allocation. But since I am doing partial, the point number two is that means I want to carry it further. That means there is a potential scope also. So potential scope to hai, but I cannot risk it concentrated way in my portfolio. So what is the decision? I will sell it off, basically some portion to bring it back in control for me. So from where this discussion is originating is peaceful way. I don't want to lose my sleep कि अभी इतना पैसा हो गया उस स्टॉक में कि अभी नींद खराब हो रहा है कल मार्केट गिर गया तो क्या होगा अगर कमला हैरिस बन गई या बिडेन बन गया तो क्या होगा या ट्रम्प आ गया तो क्या होगा अगर मार्केट में इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ गया तो क्या होगा I want to get away from all that noise, right? So one of the best decision is reduce my stake to peaceful sleep. And I keep on putting this message multiple times in different groups. If it is costing you your sleep, basically, that means there is no margin of safety. That means you are over allocated in that stock. Reduce the stake and you will sleep peacefully. And from this is the thought which is originating, which is causing me to take this kind of action, basically. Now, there is a scope in the stock, it will still go up. That's why we are holding still. So, did you get your answer?
Yes, yes, thank you. But like when you're saying like 30% of your portfolio, since we as your clients have chosen certain sectors, right? Some are into EV, some are into micro.
That is just an example I'm telling. That is just as an example I'm telling that it become 30%. It could have become only 10% of my portfolio also. Now, still, I'm not comfortable holding 10% of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got it.
So
got it.
maximum time, my portfolio allocation will remain between 2.53% to 15% maximum. That's it. This is the range where I play. So if
Okay.
you have started with 3%, it has become 7-8 times. It has already crossed that limit for me. Right?
But in general, if you want
I'm
to,
holding so overall I'm holding more than 40-50 stocks, right? That means on an average, I would be only holding 2% in my portfolio overall.
Yeah.
So out of that, one stock goes and sits at 20%.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem for me, right? That way.
Yeah. Getting you.
So what I do is I start with 2.5% allocation. It hits 15-16%. That is my limit. I cannot keep my portfolio concentrated enough. That is my style of doing things. Somebody can be doing concentrated, no need to sell at all. He is in control of what is happening because he is only choosing 6 or 7 stocks in his portfolio. That is fine to hold.
Yeah. Getting you. Yeah. I got my answer. Thank you, Puneet.
Hi, Puneet. This is Mahesh here. Puneet, I have
Go ahead.
I'm finding difficulty in kind of building the conviction faster. So I put my question, but somehow it's not picked up. But anyway, I wanted to ask you. So I mean, I have like let's say if you go with the 80-20 rule, like 80% of the information is found or available in the first 20% of the time you spend. So can we actually go with that rule and try to build the conviction and try to get into it and then slowly build it further and get it to the level of the allocation that we wanted to? Can we actually follow that? Because I mean, I actually set up a list of the number of stocks, and it's becoming difficult actually to trim down or get rid of the existing portfolio stocks and then get into a new one. So I have,
So
based on the
I
discussions.
got your
Yeah.
question. I
Yeah.
got your question. So why it has not been picked up, or even the previous question which Rashmiji asked, is because this session is more about balancing job, family, and markets. It's not a stock specific query
I
session.
agree. I mean, yeah, got it.
So, but since we have the time, I can definitely answer you for that.
Sure.
So, your point is, are we okay to go ahead and buy when 80% information is available? Fine, you can go ahead. But are you missing something critical in the rest 20%? Have you covered the best analysis in 80% itself? So basically, your main parameters are that covered in 80, or it's the extra information which is 80% and the main information is missing in 20. So you have to make sure that whatever remains critical to you, for example, your one parameter could be if any company debt to equity ratio goes less than 1, I will not buy. Let's say that is the rule number 1 for me. I will go ahead, right? That rule satisfies, I am okay. I will stick with that. So likewise, you can make 5 or 6 rules, and if everything is okay, you can hold, or you can go ahead and buy that company itself, even if it is 50% information, because it is satisfying your major criteria. So 80 is still a big number. I have taken positions in stock with only 20% information actually and made money out of it. But that 20% is what is critical to me for that company specifically. For example, Schneider Electric, we have bought 2 years back, I think, at 120 rupees when company was making losses continuously. What matters to me was they are restructuring it and they want to tie up with the right companies for selling the right things. Because what is the right thing here? The power sector was building up, and every power sector, every new company's capex, production line, plant need that kind of things which Schneider Electric was building. That's it. अभी कुछ नहीं कर सकते ना, आरओसी भी नेगेटिव होगा, उसका डेब्ट टू इक्विटी भी ज्यादा होगा, पुराना सब कुछ लॉसेस में होगा, क्या करें उसका, वो पैरामीटर्स मैच ही नहीं हो सकते मेरे उसमें. बट whatever they were doing right now, will it make an impact in 1 year? Yes. I just go ahead and bought it. So sometimes even 10%, 20% information is sufficient for you. You decide what is important in that company for you. In that business, maybe. Business is the right word. In that business, what is important? So same thing I keep as a decision when I'm selling it. So this business is important, but अगर ये double business भी कर लेगा तो will its valuation match right now? आज के बिजनेस का डबल बिजनेस भी कर लेगा अगर अगले 1 साल में, तो भी वैल्यूएशन ओवर एक्सटेंडेड है क्या? अगर है ओवर एक्सटेंडेड तो आई कम आउट ऑफ दैट. Sometimes I make a mistake because of this. That's fine. Mistakes are part and parcel of market. But even if I am doing 7 times right out of 10, I will make a lot of money. I will save a lot of money with my exits also. For example, Mastech, we sold at a critical point. After that, it has never went there. With his specialty, it never went there. So many stocks I can tell you upfront, which never went there. Cosmo first. But yes, there could be few stocks which after selling, like Schneider Electric, we sold at 300, but it went to 900. Fine, you will do that mistake basically. But try to reduce the number of mistakes and focus on the critical things only, not even 80%. 80% is too much information. If 80% information is available, I think stock is already overvalued in the current market.
Makes sense. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. So stock specific session I will take again maybe, because I have some questions are there in that again I will capture separately and have that session also. So we can bring more questions related to the stocks. So I will share this the graphical image of time management tips and what I am doing out of that. I might be only doing 7, 8 out of 15. But that is really helping me a lot. And I've given the examples. You can listen to the re-recording also and maybe discuss further on that part. So I hope that would be sufficient. Sorry for the short notice, but that is the only time available to me this weekend. So I thought I will finish it off. I will not keep it hanging for 2-3 weeks further. So that was important because it will help every one of you. Okay, so if there are no more questions, then we can close. Thanks for your time on weekend.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Meet. Thank you. Good night. Bye.
Thanks, Puneet. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Thank you, Puneet ji.
Thanks, Puneet. Bye.
Good
Thank you
night.
all.
Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye.
Thanks, Puneet.